right.
Is it on?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
The setup, the shenanigans,
The shenanigans
all the time.
is real. The shenanigans are real. Welcome to our channel, everybody. It's been a minute. It's your girls, Queen Coney and Queen Jade, hosts of Bits of Tea. We are back after, I don't know.
It doesn't even matter. We're here.
How long it's been. And we are so excited to be back.
Yes.
Because we have so much more in store for y'all. Some more tea to spill. Some more shenanigans to share with y'all. And we're excited about it. And so without further ado, we would like to reintroduce ourselves as Connection Cultivationists.
Yes, fancy.
It's real fancy.
It's fancy.
It's giving okay, evolution.
Yes.
But we're excited because we've discovered on our personal journeys what we've been doing, okay? And so we foster deep emotional connection and intimacy within couples and in people on the path of enlightenment. And if you know, you know, you know, you know, okay?
We get down to the T, okay?
Yo, and it's crazy because here it is. We already planned to do this live.
Yep.
Today, and the dysregulation is here, okay? Like nothing to do with the live, but everything to do with the transitions taking place, the healing taking place, the eradication of the deeper core rooted BS, you know what I mean, that we all go through. And so I think it's really authentic and vulnerable of us to be hopping on this live as we are currently moving through dysregulation, as we always do, like on Bits of Tea, that was our cadence. Like we would hop on every single week in the thick of what we were moving through, and we would bring it all on the table. We would share the conversation with
therapy.
You guys.
Yeah,
it was our therapy, actually.
Yeah.
And I really miss that because it really, it supports us, you know, because when you're in the midst, when you're in the actual experience of dysregulation with your partner, you literally don't want to face it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to work things out. You really want to lean back into old sabotaging habits, and the resistance to move forward is loud and clear.
Yeah,
loud and clear.
Do you feel like it's a resistance to move forward?
Sometimes, initially, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the feeling, the familiar feeling is just that. It's familiar. You know, you're used to feeling the old ways of being, the survival, the suppressing, you know what I mean? Like it's like for me, for instance, I went back to an old habit, which was like to recluse and to like shut down because it felt familiar. It was readily accessible because I know it well. You know what I'm saying? Versus the new boundaries that we've created, which is open communication, open and honest communication. It like the old ways of being still felt more familiar than the new ways, even though we've been practicing for the last almost 5 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think it's perfect that we are hopping on and moving forward with, you know, this new, I don't want to say it's new because it's not new. We're moving forward with the plan, like the course of action.
Period.
Right?
Yeah, the path.
Which we're going to get into.
Which you're going to get into, yeah, with this.
Today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's in alignment. So today,
we might want to make sure we're speaking up too, because I'm not sure how.
and y'all, like, the camera, like we're not seeing ourselves. Like the camera is like facing us. So
we're at a park.
We
don't have our microphones.
We're not prepared per usual. Like so, this is the cadence. Let me see if I can get on. Should I get on here from your phone to see if there's any engagement, or don't even worry about it?
You're already going to it. So
okay. All right, cool. So today's topic is there's big money in healthy relationships. Learn how to make it. And we want to bring to the forefront, one, that healthy relationships absolutely exist, and two, the trauma also exists. Like trauma be in the way, okay? Like trauma just really just be in the way.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, you can hear.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, so let's get into the first concept, right? Like money is not the objective. However, not having money is the symptom of a deeper core-rooted problem. I want to start
We know
there
this.
because,
Yeah.
you know, money is a hot topic. You know what I mean? Like,
It's always a hot
It's a
topic.
hot fucking topic. It's a hot topic.
You don't have enough of it and need more of it.
Okay, that part. And what I'm discovering right now is that, you know, money is a resource and it is a tool and it is absolutely something that is required for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And a lot of us feel as if not having money is the problem. You know what I mean? And that's not the case. Like, it's a symptom for sure, you know, but it's not the actual problem. It's not the focal point, because having money and attracting money and making a lot of money is simply a result or a response from your efforts and your energy.
I completely agree. Like, we've been down this road so many times where we always shift our focus from what it is that we are needing to do, our mission, and it goes right over to the money. And because our focus shifts and we pay attention to what we quote unquote feel that we don't have, it causes that stress and that strain and that anxiety, you know, within the relationship, within the communication, you know. So yeah,
It does.
it does completely.
And so like I wanna make sure, like, I have notes and everything, y'all.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
Let's make sure we're on point here.
We're not going off on too many tangents, okay? So the first concept that we wanted to bring to the forefront was that money is not the objective, right? It's just not having money is a symptom to deeper core-rooted problems. So what does
Get
this
out your
have to...
pen and paper too, guys. Get it out. Get it out.
Yeah, because we're learning, we're healing together. We're doing this thing together, okay?
Yeah.
So the idea of money, let's talk about it just a little bit more. Again, what I'm learning about it is that, you know, it is a tool, it's a resource. However, your energy is the currency. Like your what you carry on the inside, like internally, like your mindset, your thought processes, your behaviors, your habits, right? The things that you invest in, like all of that is the currency. And so if we could shift our perspective that, you know, our energy is the currency, and off of like not having money, we could position ourselves to attract and receive the people, places, things, opportunities that will support us in having more money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So what does like money have to do with healthy relationships? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the art of healing, right? Like, healing is definitely... Is it a trend, or is it something that people are really embarking on, right? Because it's another hot topic. Like, money is number one, but then I feel like nowadays,
like shit,
healing.
Yeah, healing. Okay.
Oh,
I
relationships.
was like relationships.
That's right. Relationships is definitely number one.
Yeah.
Relationships
Money.
is definitely number one.
Yeah.
Money is two.
And then healing.
And then three, healing, or
That's
mental illness. Mental illness.
Yeah, we
right?
got our own opinion.
Some fine lines here. Some fine lines here. And so, so let's talk about what the art of healing entails, because we're gonna, and follow us, because everything is gonna make sense. It's all gonna tie together. Trust me on this, okay? When we talk about the art of healing, what we really mean is the art of processing your trauma, right? Like, becoming aware that there's something going on, becoming aware that you're not okay,
There's
becoming
a deeper
aware
rooted
that
issue.
there's things going on internally that you've been suppressing for a long time, right? Acknowledging what those, what that information is, acknowledging the unhealthy habits, the limiting, sabotaging thought patterns, right? Behaviors, and then like observing how and why things transpired. I'm still in the processing phase, right? Observing how everything transpired, and then discovering choices and solutions that serve and support your highest potential, your highest good, right? So we have processing, and then we have releasing as another aspect of healing. You have the emotions that come with the trauma that are stored in the body. And so when you process the information, you start to acknowledge that trauma. You also have to acknowledge the sensations and the emotions that come with it, right? And then you have reframing. This is another aspect of healing where now you've processed information, you've released the emotions from it, and now you have to reframe those negative thought patterns. You literally have to destroy the old patterns, the old neurological pathways that were survival ways of being.
Yes.
This shit ain't easy. Like, it legitimately is not easy.
Disrupting. I'm telling you.
It's that shit crazy, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's a choice too.
It's a choice. And then so you have processing, you have releasing, you have reframing, and then you have embodiment, y'all. Like, this is the last, well, maybe not the last, but this is like, you know, the next aspect of healing, embodiment. So after you've processed the information and the trauma, after you've released the emotions and you've reframed those negative ass, you know, thought patterns and behaviors, right?
Those ants, y'all.
Now you have embodiment, which is the discovery of who you are now that the problem has been solved, right? Like, who are you now that you've minimized your chronic pain? What does life look like without the problem? And that is a discovery of self. That is another journey of, you know, practicing who you are, practicing these new concepts and integrating with these new tools and boundaries and, you know, actions. And it's just a whole thing, right? So when you are mastering the art of healing, what you are really doing is
this quantum work, y'all.
You're facilitating quantum breakthroughs.
Yeah.
And you are allowing yourself to become vulnerable with what's inside of you. You're reassociating yourself back into your body, because let's go ahead and share this fun fact.
Yeah.
Right? Whenever we are exposed to trauma, whether it be macro or micro, what happens is the brain dissociates or disconnects from the body. And we do this for survival. We don't want to feel the pain. We don't want to deal with it, right?
Our bodies are intelligent, you guys.
We do this for survival.
Yeah.
To cut off the experience of the trauma.
We don't want to experience it again.
We don't want to face it, right? We don't want to face those demons. And so when our brain is dissociated or disconnected from our bodies, we are unable to repair and regenerate ourselves as we were created to do so. We are compromised, and so our immune system is, you know, at stake.
Yep.
And this unprocessed information and these trapped emotions make manifest as chronic emotional and physical pain. Okay? Emotional pain looks like perpetual cycles of anxiety and depression, panic attacks, right?
And in the body, that looks like a tight neck, shoulders, back.
Fibromyalgia in your 30s, like debilitating sciatica pain, like, you know what I mean? Like,
your hips are tight, not moving.
Right. Like, you're dealing with ailments that, like, you have to get prescriptions for, that doctors aren't able to pinpoint, you know, the origin and help you heal it, right? Like, a lot of people are dealing with chronic emotional and physical pain, y'all. Literally dealing with it. Like, you're still in pain, but your tolerance for the pain has grown so much over the years that you've settled for it.
Yeah.
You know, you're dealing with it, you know? And so what happens when we hold this pain in our body? What happens when, you know, we're on the path of enlightenment, or maybe not? What happens when we're dealing with this pain and we're not doing anything about it? Like, we're just dealing with it, we're living with it. We create blockages are created in our bodies. Like, legitimate blockages. Like, we're not getting enough rest, so we're not able to have mental clarity and make sound decisions. Right? Our communication is off. We don't know how to effectively express our emotions. We don't know how to set boundaries and follow them, right? Like, these are blockages, y'all. And when we have blockages in our bodies, guess what? We are out of alignment with our authenticity, and we are out of alignment with the ways to receive and attract money. And we're speaking from personal experience. Like, yo, the last 4.5 years, we identified as financial ruin. Financial ruin, okay?
That's hilarious.
Financial ruin. Like, this shit has been crazy.
Listen, we focused on the financial ruin, child.
Crazy. Like, who are we to start a business during a national pandemic, who are we to leave corporate? Who are we to, you know, be out in the world and attempt to express ourselves authentically with our gifts and our skill sets? Who told
Where
us?
do they do that
Who
at?
told us to do that? You know, I don't remember in the fine lines reading all this shit like that, you know, we've been going through. And so for a long time, y'all, we was literally wanting to, okay, there was a part of us that, there's a part of us that absolutely knows that we were made for more. We know that we are capable of having more, of being more, of doing more, right? Like
We
know
are
this.
more.
We are more. We know this. And then there's another part of us that says, bitch, no, you're not. You're not capable. You can't do it.
Sabotage.
Sabotage be, child. Sabotage be sabotaging, okay? And so just recently, like the other day, this week, I was like, you know what? I want to invite us into a different perspective. And
this was awesome.
This
Yeah.
perspective served my nervous system well, because the financial ruin perspective that a lot of us are in, it contributes to anxiety.
Yeah.
It contributes
Yeah.
to a lot of lower vibrational, dense ass emotions and feelings and thought processes. Okay? That, like, yeah, they can be true. We can choose that, and it can be true for us. But we could also choose other perspectives that will support our nervous system.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That will allow you to take deeper breaths so that you can slow your heart rate down. That will allow you some clarity of mind, some peace of mind, so that you can harness the courage and confidence to pivot and restructure, you know, and think about things differently. You know what I mean? And so the perspective that I invited us into was that, yo, like, and we have concrete evidence to justify this perspective that I'm going to share with y'all, okay? And you do too. The perspective was that, no, like, we get money. We always got money. There's never been an issue getting money. Like, there's not an issue with you getting money. You've gotten money. You get money, okay? However, we chose dysregulation. We chose the path of chaos to eradicate at quantum speeds all this bullshit, like generations of trauma, limiting thought patterns,
Some of it's not yours.
sabotaging behaviors, habits. A lot of it is not yours.
Yeah.
A lot of it has been passed down generationally.
Not allowing you to be your true authentic self.
Exactly. And here's the thing, y'all. This is what we are receiving, is that, yeah, we chose the path of dysregulation for a reason. We chose the hard way so that we can be triggered. Do you understand? Like, you cannot be triggered when you're comfortable. Like, yeah, you can, but it doesn't hit the same. It doesn't hit the same. Like, the levels of trauma that your body is ready to release requires darkness. It requires the valley of the, how am I saying
And
this?
emotional
the valley of the
intelligence.
shadow of death.
Yeah. And emotional intelligence too.
Definitely emotional.
It requires that too.
Definitely. But I'm saying, like, in order to drudge up the trauma, in order to drudge up those deeper core rooted belief systems and emotions that are lying dormant, that are contributing to your current behavior, or that are contributing to what you are receiving in the world, right? Like, because you are what you attract. Meaning, like, the energy that you have internally is what you're going to attract in people, places, things, conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just universal law. And so for us, we knew that we had already been on the path.
Yeah, we have.
We had already been on the path, and we knew subconsciously that, yo, we have the power and capacity to eradicate this shit faster. Essentially, like, I'm not trying to spend the next 10 years, you know, moving through all the shit that we've been moving through. Like, I'd rather get through it in half the time if I could, you know? And so we knew that that was possible for us, but not without the path of dysregulation and chaos. Like, we knew subconsciously, I'm talking higher self, consciously, human, we like, what the heck is going on here? I have not a clue of what's going on. I have no clue. But then when I look at, you know, our circumstances and how regulated we've been throughout this time, like implementing our tools, having those courageous conversations, You know what I mean? And like really like being intentional with ourselves on this journey, individually and together. I'm like, wow, the work is working, because a lot of people that you know, a lot of people can't hold the space that we've been holding for ourselves on the journey that we've been on. Real talk. Like a lot of people would have gave up. A lot of people would have threw in the white flag. You know, anxiety. You know, all the things, depression would have like overcame and overtook you.
Yeah.
And we know this because we see it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We see it every day. But for us to be as regulated as we are now, with all the tools and techniques and the frameworks that we've been learning and embodying, proves to me that, wow, like, yeah, that it wasn't financial ruin. It was in fact the path of dysregulation to be triggered enough to face the darkness and to like transmute it.
Absolutely. That's an example of life happening for you and not to you. Right there. And then being able to utilize or visualize or be at a bird's eye view and looking at things, the entire picture of what is actually happening, instead of automatically going to a negative thought processes of like, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that. No,
Right.
It's just looking at it in the midst of the problem, okay, and seeing an opportunity.
Yes. I love that you said that, because that segues into the next point, which is like the importance of relationships. And so we are speaking you know, specifically to those couples that are in healthy relationships, and also to the ones who are aspiring towards that relationship, right? Because your person is out there for you.
That part.
And this is good information for you to have, because you are currently becoming the person that, you know, you want to be in that healthy relationship, right? But for everyone, right? Especially those who are already in these healthy relationships, the importance of the relationship itself is that it's going to provide OTGs, opportunities to grow. OTGs are the moments in time that trigger you the most. It's an opportunity to grow because it's going to give you, it's going to provide the catalyst required for the trigger, okay? It's going to require the problem that needs to be solved, all right? And it's also going to provide the solutions, okay?
Y'all,
and
we
so,
in Florida. But
child,
the damn wind
warm.
is blowing,
It was
child,
warm.
and
Cold.
I am cold.
I'm
So
cold
the hands
too.
is going inside of my shirt.
I'm being cute for the live right now, but trust and believe I'm freezing.
I'm like, holding
I'm
it together.
freezing. I'm freezing. So the relationship itself is going to provide the OTGs, the opportunities to grow, right? And this is where like the relationship is going to come in as a support, because even though your partner is going to be the catalyst, right? It's going to be the one to trigger you. The concept that the release is in the triggers
Yes.
is going to come into fruition.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the release itself is in the trigger.
It
family.
is.
Like write that down. The release is in the trigger.
Yes. Yes. And yes.
And when you are in a relationship, a healthy relationship at that, there's trust, there's safety, right?
Say
and
that.
there's
Preach.
vulnerability. There's vulnerability. Those are like three main keys. Like I told you, today was dysregulated. Just not the whole day, but just a blip in time. You know what I mean? Because there's always things to heal. There's always, you know, things to eradicate and to transmute. And you don't always know when shit gonna come up. Like, you don't plan the triggers. You don't plan it, it just happens. Unless, you know, you be planning triggers, you be planning opportunities.
Unless you're a manipulator, and that's just manipulating this, you know, the
Manipulating.
situation to go in your favor, and you're causing those triggers for it to come. Like that could be the only way, because you're wanting things to go in your
way.
favor. So
Yeah. And
but
we
other than that, I am not. No way.
Yeah,
No.
so you don't plan the trigger, but the relationship itself is going to be triggering. Okay? And this I want to highlight this too for people who are like still single and who are like desperate to be in a relationship, because, you know, you think it's going to be your savior. It's not. I mean, it is in context, right? Like the relationship is going to
twin.
In hindsight, right, where have you been? But in hindsight, it will be your savior, but it's not gonna play out in the way that you think it is. Like, healthy relationships bring out the darkest parts of you.
Because it's supposed to.
It's supposed to.
But it's all, like, the biggest piece is it's all in how you handle it. It's all about the emotional intelligence. I'm telling you, if you're on the path, you know. But it's just all about not reacting or responding to those emotional triggers to the point to where it's actually damaging yourself. You're damaging yourself and the other person. You have to literally come into a space within yourself and be like, okay, let me just listen. Let me just take the time out to really understand, what is going on right now. It's like putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Okay.
And I know it's easier said than done.
Sure,
It definitely
that
is
part.
easier said than done, right? Like, we're speaking from the perspective and the experience of legitimately, like, going on 5 years of, like, practice. And so, and there's couples that have been doing it longer than us, okay? And they'll tell you the same thing. Patience.
Yes.
They'll tell you the same thing that we're telling you right now, because it's facts. So your relationships, again, it's going to provide the OTGs, the opportunities to grow.
Absolutely.
It's going to provide the catalysts. It's going to provide the triggers. It's going to provide the problems and the solutions. Okay? And I'm going to plug ourselves in right here, because when it comes to mastering the art of healing, we literally just released a free masterclass, a free training on how you can facilitate your own quantum breakthroughs. Like that, I'm so proud.
Gems, y'all.
I'm so proud
Gems.
of us and myself for completing this task, y'all. Because let me tell you, my toxic trait is not completing projects. You heard me? Like, I still got videos to record. You know what I mean? Like, that's my toxic trait. Like, and it's because of the blockages. It's because of the years of fucking unprocessed trauma and, trapped emotions. Real talk, this is what happens.
Yeah.
When you have unprocessed trauma and you have trapped emotions, they stifle, they inhibit your authentic expression. They inhibit your greatness and your potential.
That part.
And when you start to remove the filters and you start to do the work and eradicate, not put a Band-Aid on, not take medication to subside, eradicate. When you start to eradicate the trauma and the emotions, y'all, you will literally step into an embodiment that you never thought was possible for you, and you will start to complete those tasks.
Absolutely.
You will begin to be seen. You will begin to show up more powerfully. You know what I'm saying? In your truth. And you will feel no ways about it. You won't feel that guilt and that shame. You know what I mean? Like, you will start to show up in the way that God created you to. Okay? And so, unlock your quantum breakthroughs. Transform your holistic healing practice in 30 days. We're going to drop the link in the show notes down below.
Absolutely.
We want you to go ahead and take advantage of this free training. Do it with your partner. Do it with your partner, y'all, because let me tell you, you start to do this work on yourself, and then with your partner, you're going to collapse time, but you're also going to enhance and increase intimacy in all areas. You are going to allow yourself to feel pleasure in ways that you never knew existed. Like, seriously. And I love this concept and this perspective. In order for us to reach the height of pleasure and ecstasy, we have to experience and explore the depths of pain. And when you can do that with a partner, somebody that you feel safe with, somebody that you trust, that you can be vulnerable with, it makes the process so much easier. It makes the process so much easier, family. And so let's talk about the recent shift that we experienced this week. We like to share a little bit of tea.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and share with them how we discovered that we was out of alignment with the path and what the path and all things connected with it.
So it began in the car, because a lot of things dredge up in the car, right? Which I love it. It's like in the car, it's like this place of truth and honesty that just comes out. But it also stemmed around like, okay, Spirit, we're here, Spirit, everything. We're looking up like what is going on, and then of
Financial
course,
ruin.
yes, and of course, ego stepping in. It's like, okay, and ego is just
Ego's your friend.
that person that says,
Ego's your friend.
I want to I want to be in control. So
Right.
because I want to be in control, this is how I want to do it. So I began to question, like, you know what? Hey, like, why don't you go back to direct support?
Why don't you get a job?
Why don't I? And then, of course, she's looking at me like, you're telling me what I need to
I'm
do.
like-
What about you? I'm like, I'm not excluded, okay, honey? I'm not excluded. I'm just listing the things that you are good at. I already know what I'm good at.
Okay.
Why aren't we? And then of course, like, higher self.
That's it,
steps
literally how it
in
started.
a little bit, and it's just like, okay, you're doing too much.
Doing too
You're doing
much.
too much. You're causing cortisol. Okay, you're causing, you know, the addiction.
When
It's coming out,
babe, when you was talking, when you was bringing that shit up, I literally caught myself on Upwork. I'm like, Upwork, .com, bitch. I was looking up jobs as you was talking to me. I was like, you know what? I got videos to finish recording. Why am I on this shit?
Right. So that
was
goes
the cortisol.
The focus was on the money.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and not on our mission.
Right.
So
Right.
we were having this extensive conversation. The cortisol levels are moving up. Then we're breathing. We're bringing it down. It's like, okay, we need
Utilizing
to
our
come
tools.
come back to
You know,
reality.
Take a sip of water.
Let's come back to reality real
Right.
quick.
Mhm.
Okay. So something that we do at our practice, which I really actually am growing into, is muscle testing. And muscle testing
She used
is
to drag my
super
ass for muscle
awesome.
testing.
I was like, girl, are you in the shower? Leaning back and forth, you know, doing all types of stuff. What you in there doing? She's muscle testing. And so
I will muscle test everything.
And it's a sway test that we do. There's multiple
multiple
different
tests, y'all.
tests
Your
that
research.
you can do.
Your
But
research.
we absolutely, for unbiased reasons, like to do the sway test because your body tells you exactly.
Your body don't need words.
Yeah, it tells you exactly what, you know, the answer that you need.
Gives you the answer.
Right.
Yeah. Body
Right.
keeps the score.
Body keeps the score. So
Recommended book, by the way.
So that's how we de-escalated the whole thing. We was like, we're muscle testing this entire thing.
Literally.
Oh
Wait, go back to the car.
Yeah, we're in the car.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Before we muscle tested,
Yeah.
before we got there, we were having conversation led by ego at first, talking about you need to get a mother effing job. And then it quickly evolved. Higher self came in. We you know, took some deep breaths. We were like, okay, wait a minute. We're getting real excited. We're getting ahead of ourselves because, you know, when ego's in the building, shit be going like this mad fast. Like 0 to 100 real quick. You just be making irrational
We're in the
decisions.
spiral. We're in the spiral.
We're in the spiral. We're going down.
We're
And you know, we grounded ourselves.
Yeah.
Because you was talking about grounding.
yeah, because we got to
We needed to ground, and you know, we were having a conversation about, you know, spirituality and how we needed to ground because, you know, sometimes you hop into spirituality, honey, that shit would take you all the way up there. You'd be feeling like you just need to manifest and no nothing
action.
nothing else, no
You know,
action.
We're
manifesting.
manifesting.
So the omen to ground ourselves literally in the car came
Yes.
from that conversation,
It did.
that segment of the conversation.
It did.
And then, y'all, I'll tell you, these things that come up in your conversations are not random. You brought it up. I'm gonna let you take it from here.
What did I bring up? You got to remind me.
My dad.
Oh yeah, y'all. See, I'm sorry. So, so she was
random-
actually, yeah. So I believe there was some conversation around some things that were going on back home, which is Sierra Leone, and
You didn't even go there. You
Is that
was just
what it
like,
was?
you was just like, you just prompted a question. Something in relation, and we won't expose too much of that
Yeah.
on here, just for you know, personal reasons.
yeah,
But it
privacy.
had to do with, you know, my dad's transition. She bought up a situation.
'Cause we're always
Not a
talking about
situation. She just brought it up. She just brought it up, like, you know, context. You know, in relation to my dad's transition, because I went through an array of emotions.
Yeah.
You know, to say the least. Like, you know, I went through a depression. I went through a dissociation. I went through a lot of things. Moving through that major loss when it happened. And so you brought it up, and that is what led us to muscle testing. That's what led us to muscle testing.
Asking about the transition.
Asking about, inquiring about the transition and
yeah.
how I was doing and things like that. We'll just leave it at that,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. I didn't want to get too far
So-
into it because I'm like, what part? Because I'm
Right.
like,
It was extensive.
yeah.
And so I want y'all to follow this, right? Because this is how it goes, right? Usually ego will be in the building first. Like, usually ego will say some shit to just dysregulate your
We
ass.
said, sit down.
Okay? And then higher self will come in via a tool. Take a deep breath. Let's ground. Let's wait a minute. We going nowhere fast. Right?
That's what we like to say.
Higher self comes in. Then we get the prompting of, you know, the transition, dad's transition, you know, that segment, that point in time. And
this
then,
is the awareness, y'all.
Then the awareness comes that, okay, we need to muscle test. We need to actually
use our tools.
We need to use our tools, okay? And you have the power to use your own tools, y'all. The tools that y'all are paying to learn in therapy.
And putting them on the back shelf.
Child, it's meant for you to use. Hello. And so we go back to our practice, and like you were saying, you know, one of the tools that you're growing into is muscle testing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Muscle testing is so powerful because you're not, like, ego gets in the way when you talk. Okay, when you talk, you start thinking a lot, and you are the one, like, your conscious mind is creating dialogue, not your
brain is
subconscious
on.
mind. Okay, but when you actually muscle test and you use that form of
Use that tool.
You can get the deeper core rooted answers.
Yeah.
Okay, without
Conscious
words.
mind shuts down.
Okay, yeah, because your body's giving you the tea.
Yeah.
And so we went back to the practice and we started to test, you know, just random.
Do we need a
different
job?
things. Do we need a job? There we go.
Right.
It's testing ego.
Do we need a job? You know? Do we need to stay in Florida? Do we need to do all these things?
Are we in alignment with our soul's mission? Okay.
Right.
And we were getting yeses and nos. Okay. We were getting the answers that we needed.
But
and
specifically.
And I was testing Jade first.
Yeah.
He was like, we're going to both test each other with the same questions. Take this, write this down, y'all. This is a technique. We both tested ourselves with the same questions.
Got the same answers.
To get the same answers, to find the consistency, right?
Yep.
To find the core root. And so randomly, as I'm testing Jade, I'm going through the questions, right? I randomly say, are we in alignment with our path? The first question I asked was, are we in alignment with our soul's mission? It was a yes. I also asked, are we in alignment with sound, mind, and body wellness in our practice? The answer was yes, right? And then I asked, are we in alignment with our path? I don't even know why I said that. I literally, as soon as it came out,
it just said no. My body said no.
It was a hell no.
It was a deep sway.
It was a deep sway.
So I turned around, I was like, path.
And I was like, I don't even know why I said that.
Right.
Like,
look it up.
Right. So we pulled out our big Random House dictionary
because we use it. We love it.
We pulled out the big dictionary to find what the deeper meaning of path was. Like, what does path mean? And it was so many words for path, but then we found the one that aligned, and it was like course of action. Course of action.
Are we in alignment?
Are we in alignment with our course of action? And the answer was no, y'all. So this is what I want to tell you. You can be in alignment with your soul's mission and out of alignment with the course of action, the path, simultaneously.
Leading you, guiding you.
Okay. So in our case, we were out of alignment with the course of action. And so because we were out of alignment with the course of action, follow us. We found financial resistance. Okay. We found so much financial resistance because we were out of alignment with the path, the course of action. Okay. And so so finding this information out led us into a whirlwind of solutions, because once you have the awareness of where the work is required, family, that's when change happens.
The path was the prompting, honey.
Oh my goodness.
Honey. Higher self prompt come in and was like, prompting path. What?
Right, path.
Ding 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 ding.
So we were, and this is where the download, y'all, because this is where the download of, oh, it wasn't financial ruin. We literally chose the path of dysregulation together in our healthy, happy relationship to eradicate the deeper core rooted causes to our challenges. Quantumly, family. And the course of action, y'all, you're not gonna believe this. The course of action for us was to simply be seen together.
Here we are
in our healthy, happy relationship. Like it was a couple of other things, but the main character energy, the main objective of our course of action was to be showing up how we're showing up now with our concepts, our tools, our techniques, our frameworks, our embodiment, how our experience with mastering the art of healing.
Yes, that's it.
That was literally it. And this is how we know this is true. We went back to what we were doing in 2019. In 2019, we started recording on our phones. We were role playing. We were already doing what we're doing right now, but we were doing it at home. Yeah. Role playing it. Yeah. We were studying.
Leading into 2020.
We were in meditation deeply every day. We got notebooks with the S on the end.
Literally.
Notebooks.
Literally.
Of information,
Yeah.
downloads,
Yes.
research,
Yes.
beta tests.
Yes.
Okay, like we have notebooks of all of this stuff that we are meant to share with our people, the people that we are here to heal.
That part.
And we veered off the path because we were on the path, and we veered like a motherfucker off the path for experience, so that we can have the authority to come and talk to you right now today.
That part.
Tell me this is not full circle moment, yo. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Crazy. And before
Yeah.
we even, in the midst, I'm not gonna say before, in the midst of all this, right? Because this is just happening, y'all, like this week, like literally yesterday, the day
So
before, this
much.
whole week. We get invited to this event. Random, yo, I'm saying prompting. Shout out to Spiritual Ascension University. Shout out to our mentor,
SAU.
Professor Melanie.
Yes.
Okay, like shout out to family,
Facts,
yo.
facts, and facts.
Shout out to family, yo. Her container is life changing.
We finna end this live, y'all, because it's
We
cold.
finna end the live because it's cold.
Yeah. But
we
with
get
this-
invited to this networking social or whatever event, and we go. We haven't been to a networking social in a minute, and the response that we get from the people there was through the roof. Like us doing exactly what we're doing now. We were doing it at the event, and yo, when I say we attracted some divine beings,
We did.
we attracted some category 3 people. We already have meetings set up. The event was literally 2 days ago. We already have meetings set up for next week to assist us in all the areas that we need assistance in right now.
Yep. Taking off.
You know what I
hats.
mean? Taking off hats and receiving the
The abundance.
okay,
The
that
abundance.
we've worked for. And so we're gonna end the live here because
Yes.
this is what we came here to tell you guys. There's big money in relationships,
Yes, it
and healthy
is.
relationships, and this is how you attract it, y'all. You attract it by doing the work intentionally, by
Right.
mastering the art of healing,
Absolutely.
by processing, releasing, and reframing your trauma, and stepping into the embodiment of what life is like without the problem. Okay,
Yes.
so some recommended books that we would love for y'all to explore if you haven't already is going to be The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nielsen.
Yep. Fantastic book.
Body Keeps the Score.
Yep.
Limitless by Jim Quick.
Yep.
The 5 Love Languages.
Yes.
Right? And what else? Anything else? Off the top of
Those
the head?
I'm gonna say those are jewels right there. Let's
Yeah.
start right. Let's end it right there. We'll
Yeah.
definitely give
Yeah.
you some more in the next live. So yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe,
Yes.
people.
If this message resonated, if y'all rock with us, if y'all know about
Yes.
Bits of Tea,
That part.
Thank you so much for the love and support.
Yes.
Definitely share this live with whoever, and share your thoughts, your shenanigans, your aha moments with us down below in the comments. And yeah, we're gonna leave all the links and all the things in the show notes, and y'all already know what it is.
Peace.
Da da da, exit music.